what a finale we're going to have.
It's just all to play for.
This is the Btcc at its best.
Never been more important.
It has been unreal, isn't it?
Anything can yet happen. Fantastic.
The run into the title starts here.
Wow, what a race. Brilliant driving.
That's why we love touring cars.
I hope it'll go down to the wire. Oh, look at this! So much drama. The order changing corner by corner. How will that all play out?
5 drivers, 6 races. It's in the balance. After high drama at Rockingham, the Btcc moves to Silverstone. Another bruising weekend, and the championship battle becoming ever more intense. Gordon Shedden leaves Silverstone with an increased margin in the title race, with just 3 more races to go at Brands Hatch. But first, let's have a look back at the best bits of Silverstone 2015. If you think the next 2 weeks are going to be really difficult for the drivers involved in the championship, imagine what it must be like for the people that have to live with them. Gordon Shedden knows all about it. What's the mood in the camp?
You know, it's good, it's positive. Obviously, we didn't really expect to be massively extending the lead like we have, so really positive. And yeah, we're just, you know, it's going to be tense, and there's still a lot of them in the championship. So yeah, we'll roll on Brands. Can't wait.
Now, you've been here before, of course, back in 2012. How do you play the next 2 weeks? I mean, what do you talk about at night? Is there anything other than the championship that's going to be raised in the house?
Yes, there's everything but the championship is talked about. You know, that's the way to, or the way we've found works for us. You know, we just talk about normal things, take the dog for a walk, go to the gym, go to work, and you know, just try. We actually don't talk about it. You know,
Really?
yeah. So what will be will be. I know he will give his all. He will give his best. The team will give their all. So what will be will be.
And there's nothing different in the diet for the last round. It's just a normal fortnight to another race meeting, is it?
Yeah, just normal. Yeah, absolutely. I might try and make him eat healthier, but who knows? No, he's pretty good anyway, but no, it's just normal. That's the most important thing. Don't build the pressure from home. There's enough pressure on him already, so let's just keep it cool and see what happens.
How does he react to pressure like this?
He's good, you know. I mean, he doesn't really, he's just normal. You know, he doesn't really get stressed or get grumpy or get overexcited. He's just, you know, he knows there's still a lot to be done. There's still a long way to go, and yeah, he just gets on with it.
And how involved is he from a distance with the team for the next 2 weeks? Are there daily phone calls, or is it a complete divorce until you get to Brands?
Oh no, daily phone calls. I mean,
Right.
They'll probably be talking on the phone in the car on the way up tonight with a plan. You know, he'll do his race report, and yeah, daily phone calls. Often I look into his office and he's got his phone glued to his ear, and it's there for about 2 hours with they're talking about strategy or ideas or race plans. So yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll talk to you at Brands with a big smile on your face. Do you think the second championship, were it to be a success for Gordon, would mean more than the first?
I think winning the first is always really special, but once you've won it, I think everyone says this, you want more, you know. So I think, well, let's just not talk about that yet. We've got 3 races, 3 tough races, it's really close, and he will be obviously very heavy in weight, so let's see what happens.
The last weekend goes to Brands Hatch, and it's now a battle between BMR and Honda, Plato and Turkington versus Matt Neal and Gordon Shedden. We spoke to the bosses, so David went and chatted to Alan Cole, and I caught up with James Rogers. Gordon's had a good weekend, hasn't he? How do you see it at Brands Hatch? Is the spade work being done here?
I think, you know, we see it at Brands Hatch in the fact all we're going to do for the next 2 weeks is look within the team, make sure we do absolutely everything perfect. We don't leave any stone unturned. Go to Brands Hatch. Both drivers, Matt and Flash, they're both still in it. They are 100% still in it. We've seen how the season can turn around at pivotal points like Snetterton, and all we've got to do is just focus within, put the best product out there, put it out on the track. They both get the same support, and ultimately our aim is to get Honda over the line first. That's got to be paramount. And if that's Flash, fantastic. If it's Matt, fantastic.
What about then, when you say no stone unturned, does that mean you take this car, or both cars, bolts off, every nut and bolt off, lights out, everything? Do you replace everything? How does it work?
Right, well, what we'll do is tomorrow morning we'll take the front subframe out, the engines will be out, the gearboxes will be out, clutches, everything will be out. We'll check everything. And we have a reprep process that goes through, and with a shortened time frame, it's more work for us, because ideally 3 weeks is our ideal turnaround. We've got 2 weeks to do it, so we'll put the hours in and we'll just grind it out, and we'll go through absolutely everything on the car. We'll nut and bolt it to the extreme.
So it's Matt and Gordon, or is it just Gordon? How do you see it? Is there going to be a lot of radio messages? Where is he? Can you help me out, Matt? What do you do? Do you just attack?
They will help each other, because they understand we've got to get Honda over the line first. But it's difficult to call, isn't it? It depends on the situation in a race, and it's qualifying's pivotal in this at the moment, isn't it? Qualifying seems to determine a lot of what happens in your weekend, but both drivers will get equal treatment, as they always do. There's no favouritism either which way, as you've seen today. Flash has had a stellar weekend. It started yesterday with his qualifying performance, which was out of the world, and that's no different to how we've always done it. So it's about a team job, making sure that everyone puts in. We look within and we don't look out. We're very conscious that we're trying not to look at what other teams are doing. We're looking at what we're doing, essentially.
And are you more confident now that you've come to Silverstone with full ballast? Gordon stuck it right up the front for qualifying, knowing that this is the weakest circuit, isn't it, for a Honda? And you go to Brands, it's a bit of a chassis circuit. This is a chassis car.
Yeah. We've had our best year here for 5 years. We're all over the moon. I mean, I've just said to the lads, I'm going to buy you all a McDonald's tonight, and I'm a Yorkshire guy, so that never happens. And I said, you can have mozzarella dippers and everything. So it's, we know at Brands we're going to be in the mix, and I think a lot of people probably thought we were out of it coming into Silverstone, given our history. But the car's got good pace. It's good in a straight line. The aero's fantastic, and that we'll build on that at Brands Hatch. And we've got all the data from Brands earlier on in the year to have a look at as well and dig out. And we'll be looking at a lot of data and a few late nights. And we're just going to go there, and our view is going to smash it out of the park.
Perfect. Well, good luck, Honda US. I'm sure we'll do the business there, but you never know. Plato is always about, but good luck to you guys anyway.
Cheers, thank you.
It's not been the perfect day at Silverstone for Team BMR, but as far as Jason Plato's championship hopes are concerned, they're still very much alive heading to Brands Hatch. Alan Cole, how do you go to Brands now? What's the strategy? Is it all out for points, or can you have anything in reserve for the final race?
Jason's just got to do everything he can to win. We've got to really come up with an Alton Park weekend for Jason, and if anyone can, he can. So hopefully, if any bad luck falls on Gordon, we've got a chance. Gordon's driving extremely well this year. If he makes a mistake, we'll be there.
During that summer break that we had, the Volkswagens had, to that point, looked very strong. Jason was pretty confident, but since then, there have been little things in each weekend that have either tripped him up or not gone his way. How do you sum up the second half of the season?
Not perfect is probably the best way, and it's British touring cars. You don't have to have your own accident, someone else can have it for you. So it's been a little bit tougher for him. The speed's there. It's just we've not had the rub of the green, but then I suppose Honda haven't either.
And when you say it's not been perfect, in what ways? I mean, is it to do with the team? Is it to do with other drivers getting in the way? This weekend we've heard about a down on power engine and a new engine, and that's not been right. So
I don't think it's down on power. I think other people have caught up. We were lucky. We were out early and testing very early, so we come out the blocks pretty fast. During the season, other people are catching up.
How are you going to treat the next 2 weeks then? Every time your phone rings, you must look and think, oh God, it's Jason again, because I would imagine that he's not the easiest of characters to deal with, and he's going to be on your case now, isn't he? Saying, shall we try this, and what about doing that?
No, he has full confidence in the guys. He knows the car will be as good as it can be. Carl, his engineer, is extremely good at what he does, and they will be turning over every little piece of paper they can to find an answer, to find just a little bit more speed. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to look at ourselves. If we give Jason the car, he can win 2 races and hopefully have a good finish in the third.
But it's got to be that strategy. It's got to be win, win, win. It's not think about points. It's just go for broke.
If we're not winning, we're not in the championship. We won't be able to catch Gordon unless we're winning.
Nervous, or from a racer's point of view, you're looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward to it. You can see a British touring cars. 1 minute you think you're up, then you're down, then you're up, then you're down. Then it's like that all year. It's never a given. So we will just push as hard as we can. I'm sure Jason will. As I say, Gordon's driving it extremely well at the moment. So we just hope that he has an off day, and we have a good day. It'd be nice if we could have a Snetterton.
And is that possible?
Yeah. It's one of those circuits where driver feel and confidence is really important. Jason loves the circuit there. Another one he loves, as Alton. So there's no reason why we can't, as long as we get our job right.
This is what an Audi A4 should look like. Rob Austin's car survived the demands of 3 races at Silverstone. Hunter Abbott's car doesn't look quite the same. The reason being, it's made it into Crash of the Week. Leaders head down towards Beckett. Down Welch spins, comes across the road. Hunter Abbott nowhere to go, and then bang, hard into the barrier. So more drama at Silverstone, and the championship battle then heads to Brands Hatch. The weekend of the 10th and 11th of October. We've been to Brands Hatch once already this year, but this time around, Paul O'Neill, it's going to be the Grand Prix circuit. Fresh challenges. What's the difference, really?
Massively fresh challenges. It's fast out the back. It suits a car with a good chassis. Who's got the best chassis? It's Gordon Shedden. He's got a Honda. On paper, Shedden's going to walk it. But put in the Jason Plato factor and put in the long wheelbase CC. I really do think it's not over yet. On paper, it should be. Weather-wise, rain, you just never know. It's going to be a classic, and it'll be the last roll of the dice, I think.
There are lots of end-of-season traditions. One is that Gordon Shedden always goes well on the Grand Prix circuit. The other is that Jason is the master of keeping even the most slender of championship hopes alive until the last knockings. And the other is that it seems to rain for the finals day, particularly race 3 and the championship celebrations on the podium. Let's start with the weather. Volkswagen's in the wet, Honda's in the wet, and then the dry. Where do we put our money?
If it's dry, it's Honda, you know, all the time. If it's wet, I think it's Honda again.
Okay.
But they can get it wrong sometimes. We've not seen a wet race yet. And also the CC, have they got a good wet setup? We don't know. We've not seen it. They might have practiced in the wet, but we really don't know. And I just think that the Honda is the best package, and Gordon has been in this exact position before, and that's how he won the title last time. He just attacked and attacked. But Jason, like you say, he can bring a 50-point advantage down to 1 point in the last race, whether it's Alan Gow helping him out, which I don't think it is, but he can do it, and it's going to be great for us to watch.
We've always said that Jason is one of those drivers that can flatter a car. You know, if he's got a car good enough for 6th, he'll bring it home 4th. He manages, and Gordon Shedden to an extent is the same. You know, these are 2 proper drivers at the top of their game who can wring the very best out of the car. And it's not in Jason's makeup, is it, to think, I'll settle for points here?
Not at all, no. And, you know, he's going to attack. But the other thing we're not speaking about here is Colin Turkington and also Matt Neal. And they're still in the mix. You've got to remember that Matt Neal's got a really, really good chassis as well in the Honda. And Colin Turkington, he's not been massively aggressive this year, but he can still win races and get past people when he needs to. So, you know, it isn't just between those 2. I think it's, you know, definitely 4 of them. If Shedden has a nightmare in the first race, we've got to see what happens from there.
There are outside factors as well. As much as those drivers fighting for the championship can try and plan their own race, you don't know that somebody without any ballast and with a desperate desire to win a race might be up there, get involved in an incident or just take points away from them. I mean, if you take the 2 MG drivers as an example, Jack Goff's had a win, Andrew Jordan hasn't. They're both keen to end the season on high. They don't give a monkeys about the championship or the drivers involved particularly.
No, there's Matt Jackson, you know, turns up, no ballast into quali, he'll be strong. Chassis on that I'm still not thinking is as good as the Honda with all that weight on, but you're dead right, David. There's going to be people who are, that's the last round. Sponsors are looking now to put forward budgets, and these drivers who have got no ballast and a good engine and they're good around the Grand Prix circuit, there are drivers who are just good there, they're going to be in the mix and they're going to try hard. And if there's contact, Jordan had it a few years ago, you know, it's one of those things. So it's going to be, I just can't wait for it. It's definitely going to come down to race 3, I can guarantee it.
So where'd you put your 20 quid?
Shedden, I really do. I said it from round 1, then I was a bit dubious because the BMR cars look so good, and then we had Jason at Alton being so competitive and winning those races with full ballast. But I just think Honda, to come here and have the results that Shedden's had and be in the top 6 in all 3 races says a lot about that Honda. Rewind to last year and the year before, they couldn't hardly get in the top 10. So for me, if everything runs smoothly, it's Shedden all day. But Jason Plato is Jason Plato.
And touring cars is touring cars.
Exactly that. So we are very fortunate we're going to see Battle Royale, and Jason has nothing to lose as usual.
So 3 more races to determine one outright champion in the Dunlop MSA British Touring Car Championship. We've had 10 different race winners this year. We could add to that list potentially at Brands Hatch. It promises to be a superb showdown to end the 2015 season. Qualifying is online, ITV.com, on Saturday, October the 10th. A full day of racing and the championship showdown on Sunday, the 11th of October. Join us for that. We'll see you at Brands Hatch.